This is Thursday evening, 7 p.m., July 9th, 2020. This is the Freetown Library Trustees meeting. And pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order, imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Freetown Board of Library Trustees will be conducted by remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specifically, specific information and general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public can be found at the town website, freetownma.gov. However, we do not have at this time remote participation for the public. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to view this meeting will be able to view the meeting via a YouTube video that will be posted very soon after the end of the meeting. No in-person attendance of the meeting of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time by technological means. If we are unable to do so, despite the best efforts, we will post on the town's YouTube channel an audio or video or both transcript of or other comprehensive record of the proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. So basically, for anybody that's going to listen to this, we don't have the means for live participation at this time. So there will be a YouTube video posted to the town website probably sometime tomorrow. With that said, I will call the meeting to order, and Beverly can take the roll call.
Okay, we'll go around and we'll each identify ourselves. So I'll start. Beverly Sadik.
Irene Ashley.
Paul Sadik.
Linda Fournier.
Nicole
Okay.
DeVignan.
Okay. And Nicole is the new library director. Everybody else is the library trustee. I was hoping that Chris would get on to the meeting tonight, but as you can imagine, she's in quite a situation after her husband passed away. So she's trying to get things organized. I did talk to her today. Okay, we'll send it over to Nicole. Bills, minutes, and reports. Over to you.
Yeah, so no bills right now. I will have the trustees report to you hopefully next week. I'm still just waiting for the rest of the stats from sales. We're a week early, so I haven't gotten a chance to get those yet. I don't think there's anything. Payrolls has been the same as always. Brittany and I's change of status will go into effect for the next pay period.
Yeah, once we take a vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the review of payroll, we don't have a payroll to review right now, or?
Yeah, I couldn't do the report because I don't have all the other stuff besides that. So I'll email that to you guys hopefully next week. I'm just waiting for sales.
All right. So I just want to have it for the minutes how I want to word it. So yeah. I'll just put, because we have an early meetings. Okay. All right.
Okay. The next thing is approved minutes of the prior meeting. The minutes that I think Beverly sent out was the minutes for the June 11th, 2020 meeting.
Yep.
If everybody's had a chance to review them, does anybody have any issues with those minutes?
No.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to, somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from June 11th.
Is there a second? Okay. Linda made the motion. Irene seconded. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Okay. Beverly has to take the roll under these rules.
Okay. I'm going to go around to make sure everyone's in agreement with the motion. Linda?
Yes.
Irene?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
And myself, I'm in agreement.
Okay. So the motion to accept the minutes has passed unanimously. And as usual, Beverly will send those off to the town clerk for posting on the website and to be recorded in the town records.
Those will go off tomorrow.
Okay. Now, the next thing is report of the library director. Put you on the spot right up front.
Yeah. So again, I couldn't complete it because I'm still waiting for the stats from sales. I think normally if it would be the third week, I would have had them by now. So as soon as I get those, I'll have the report to you guys. So I just can't control when the stats come.
Did you have a department head meeting today?
No,
You
we're having
didn't?
one next week.
Oh,
Or
next
if there was one today, I wasn't invited.
week. You wasn't?
but
Okay,
I-
because I know I had a water commission meeting at noontime today. No, excuse me, at 2:00. But at that meeting, they said that there was a department head meeting at 2:00. And
Yeah,
I
I
said,
was.
well,
I know I have one next week that I got the invite
Okay.
to.
maybe they were off a week when they mentioned it today at the meeting.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I think it's the 16th or something.
Yeah. Do somewhere down here we'll get to all right, let's go into the old business update on possible summer programs at the library. So I'm going to skip that right now because we're going to go right to reopening update, and we'll turn it over to Nicole. And I don't know if everybody saw it, but she did send out an email today regarding that, and she can go over it tonight.
Yep. Yeah, we
Yeah,
got that
so-
yesterday.
Yeah, I sent late yesterday, so if
Yeah.
if you didn't get a chance, no worries. But so Paul was at the meeting yesterday with the town. We have the go ahead to start curbside pretty much as soon as the policy gets approved. So we can start doing that probably Tuesday as long as we agree that it's time. And then we have a tentative date for browsing as, what do we say, Paul, the 27th,
27th of July.
which is a Monday, which will really probably be at the Tuesday, but obviously that will depend on if we can get all our other things. We still are waiting for the plexiglass sneeze guards at the White. The framing has been put in and the plexiglass is on order. Jeff said it'll probably be 1 to 2 weeks before we get that. Monday, I'm meeting Derek to go over the flow and the taping of the floor to make sure for when we do have people inside that they follow one direction and to maintain the 6 feet of distance. The other thing that will have to be confirmed for reopening to the public is the square footage. So based on the guidelines from the state, if we had like a registered occupancy with the town, it would be based off that. But from what I've heard, we don't. So it's based on the square footage of accessible space. So that's like subtracting all the space that goes for shelving and all the other stuff. So based on that, it's 8 people in the building per 1,000 square feet. We're anticipating that it's probably going to be closer to like 500 square feet of accessible space, which would mean that besides me and Brittany, only 2 other people would be allowed to be in the building at one time. So I'm hoping to get a confirmation on that from Jeff, hopefully in the next few weeks to confirm that. So that would mean that we probably would make it be appointment only for that. But in the meantime, we're hoping to start curbside. So did everybody get the chance to look at that or no?
Yeah, well, I did.
I did too.
I did.
Okay. Were there questions or concerns about the wording or anything?
That seemed pretty clear to me.
I
Me
have,
too.
Sorry,
ahead.
Linda.
Go ahead, Linda.
well, at the top, it has the hours that you're open.
Yes.
And then it says on step 2, when they're gonna pick up.
Yes.
So that's open for patrons to call to order books.
So yeah, so those will be, some people will be in the building from that time. And so like when their holds come in, we'll call them to let them know. And then from that, they'll tell them, we're gonna have a sheet between me and Brittany that will be like, all right, so you can come at this time, say like they'll pick a time like 12:30. So at that, knowing that, we would package their books up, check them out to them, and put them out front on the table for them to come at that specific time to pick it up. It's just obviously there's going to be some confusion in the beginning because people are still going to be wanting to browse, but we're not ready for that. So it's just going to be that we're getting our first delivery from other libraries on Tuesday. So Tuesday will probably be the first day we're starting to call people to set up the times to come pick up. We're hoping to do kind of like 30-minute windows for pickup, just in case people run late or anything. We want to try to avoid having a backup at the front. So like I said, it's probably going to be like half-hour windows with some time in between, just to make sure. It's hard to know how many we'll get in the beginning. And then, so we're going to call everyone independently to schedule the time. If they call and they want to get something that we have in there, then we can obviously schedule it at that time too. But that's only if, like, same day, like, pickup would only really be for like if they knew we had something in the building. Otherwise, they'll have to wait for it through delivery. And then delivery will be delayed because we do have to let everything quarantine for 3 days. So
Where
even,
is it going to be quarantined? Where are you going to put them?
so my plan is just use delivery bins because we have to quarantine the stuff that comes in to us from delivery and from the book drop. So when patrons return stuff, it's exclusively in the book drop. And then from there, we have to put them in a separate bin to let them quarantine for 3 days. The logistics of where in the library, Brittany and I are trying to figure that out. Obviously, the biggest challenge is finding a spot for all the stuff because we're very limited on space. More than likely, we might have to temporarily move the conference table to be able to have space to stick the storage. Because if it's 3 days, you know, it's going to back up after a certain amount of time. And we don't have the luxury of having a separate conference room. That's where most libraries have quarantine stuff. And we also don't have anything like close by off location that we could either. So it's going to be like enclosed bins so that, and then just label them on the outside so that for us, we know that, you know, so if it comes in on a Monday, on Thursday morning, we'd be able to check it in. So there will be a bit of a backlog in the beginning for patrons. So that's obviously something that, you know, it's going to be something to consider, and that it's going to be a challenge too when we do open to the public, because it has to be, we'll have to like kind of block off where the stuff is being quarantined so that people don't touch it. That's some of the logistics we're still filling out before that. But I already have the table for out front for the curbside, and the book drops, we just opened the book drops today. So we're gonna probably not make an announcement until next week. Tim said that we can put a Freetown flash out to let people know about reopening and that everything's going to be doing it. And then he's going to put this curbside policy on the website.
Now, Nicole and Brittany will be working 5 days a week. Well, 4.5 days a week, correct? Starting this Monday.
Yeah, so we will be in building. We pretty much this week, we've been there pretty much every day as well, but we will be there. Brittany will be there also on Mondays and Wednesdays to help, you know, with the backlog of like the.
Well, doesn't she work every day of the week?
Yes, she does. But I'm saying like I might not be in building on Monday and Wednesday. I might be here to do like the other, you know, like the reporting and stuff. But Brittany will be there to answer the phones on Mondays and Wednesdays too, if people have questions or they want to place holds.
I guess I got to get this squared in my mind. We're not going to open the Hathaway Library.
No, I'm just working in the Hathaway so that.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, for the quiet.
And that way too, that like this way too, Brittany, like on Mondays and Wednesdays, she won't have to wear her mask for 7 hours straight if we're like getting in each other's way. So this way she can able to do whatever, you know, we have a few projects that we're working on. And like I said, it's going to be backlogged with the quarantine, so that a lot of like those closed days are going to be just checking in the stuff that had been quarantined from the previous week.
But don't you need 2 people to do all that check-in work? Or
I think so this first week on So on Tuesday, we're getting our first delivery from the backlog of what has been sitting in the warehouse since March.
Yeah.
So this Tuesday, when we get the delivery, I'm going to be there. But I don't anticipate, like, once that settles, usually before this all happened, usually we all checked in and stuff by ourselves anyway. It was just one person.
Nicole, do you need an extra set of hands any day this week?
I don't think so. I think, like I said, the only thing that I may have to have help with is if we do have to move any of the furniture out. I don't know if Jeff or somebody will have to help us like move some of the heavier stuff. Because like I said, we have to try to like have like a clear flow in all the aisles. So we're trying to like rearrange. And like I said, we're going to need a spot to put the bins for quarantine. So I may have to see if he can put the conference table somewhere in the meantime. I don't know if there even is a place to put it, but since people can't be sitting and loitering anyway,
Right.
you know, that we don't need the table right now.
According to David yesterday, unless I
Mhm.
misunderstood, he said that he could get somebody from, I thought he said the highway department could help out with moving any furniture, because you offered to do it yourself and we said no.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, certain things, but obviously if we're like relocating it, then it will have to be like with one of the highway trucks or something.
Yeah. But I don't know where, if you're going to send it out of the building, you better make sure it's going to be in an enclosed area where it doesn't get wet.
Yeah.
You know?
So not really sure about that yet. I mean, theoretically, we could just stick it like in the Hathaway somewhere out of the way in the meantime, since we're not going to be here. I just don't know if it could even get in the door.
Well, can you, what about if you just leave it where it is and slide the bins underneath the table? And you know what I mean?
It's possible you could just move the chairs, then take the chairs and put them somewhere. It's possible. At this time, I don't know what the volume is going to be. So I don't know like if eventually that will not be enough space. It's definitely something we can try. I can see like how many bins can stack under there. I would think at least 2.
Now, do you think you need a whole day or 2 whole days at the Hathaway Library?
Me personally,
Yeah. I mean,
well, I'll be doing like all the ordering, and then I have both the ARIS and the financial reports to work on this month. And like I said, it's more to just take the strain off having to wear our masks the whole time at work. So that, because Brittany does have asthma. So I don't want her wearing the mask for 7 straight hours if we're both in the building together, especially if she's going to be doing a lot of moving around just on Mondays and Wednesdays. Like I said, when we're not open to the public. When we are open for curbside, we'll both be in the building. But like I said, most of like I said, the ordering and the reporting I'll be doing. Once we start for in person and we have to increase the hours there, we'll also be open there Mondays and Wednesdays. So then I'll be back to being in the building there both days.
Well, when we get back to letting people come in, I mean, we're going to be open Monday through Friday, right?
And we probably will also have to be open on Saturday.
And Saturday, because I mean, you guys have to have time to get your full time in.
Yeah.
And as far as the Hathaway Library, I mean, you were on the meeting yesterday, talking to David. That I mean, even the Board of Health agent, you can't open it up without any running water or stuff like that. So
that's why we'll have to supplement the hours at the White probably.
Yeah, we should be able to open up full time once we start taking.
Yeah, so I figure
starting the 27th.
Yeah, once we like get the idea of what we need, so we'll be doing that. So like I said, I only be working at the Hathaway for like I said, when I need to be doing the reporting and doing the book ordering, because and this way too, we can, if I'm not there, then you can have another person in the building. Because if we're only limited to 4 and two of them are staff, then, this way we could increase to 3 people if I'm not there every day. But again, that would only be for a few hours just so I could get stuff done here.
Right, because you know, in all honesty, you do need some quiet time. If you have to get a report done or that, you need time where it's quiet. And, you know, at the White, there is no place where you can go and have,
No, I don't have an office or anything to like
No.
be able to separate myself, or, you know, if I have to place orders on the phone and stuff, I'm not able to always do that right in the middle of everything. So,
so it takes you 3 times as long to get it done.
yeah. And I've learned that, especially working at home for the last few months, that a project that should take you an hour takes you almost 2 hours when you have to stop to help people or answer questions. Like, so yeah, so like, especially like I said, especially like the next 2 months when Eris and the financial reports are due, you know, that's something that you have to be able to pay attention, because you don't want to make a typo or make a mistake. So, so yeah, I know I'm pretty much all set for Eris. I know exactly what I'm doing for that. And I'll have the training for the webinar for the financial report in, I think, August. I think they have the training for those. So yeah, so at least, like I said, once we open there 5 days a week, I have a tentative schedule for Brittany already. We're gonna probably alternate Saturdays until we eventually get the third person, because she has another job that she works on Saturdays. So we're gonna be alternating that.
She's aware that the job promotion that she put in for was 35 hours, correct?
Yep. And I've already figured out the schedule for her at the White, which I can send you guys. Like I said, it's really just like the day, 1 or 2 days that I'm going to take to do. Like I said, Monday will be for like doing the bills and the payroll and whatever else, and then Wednesdays and ordering, and then Wednesdays will probably be for just doing like the Eris reports and stuff.
Yeah, when you get the schedule, don't just send it to me. Send it to the whole.
Yeah,
all the trustees,
I have
yeah.
the trustees as
You
like
get everybody.
a group. So
Good.
I like when I send it, it sends to all of
Good.
you.
Good, they need to have it. The other thing is, one of the things that we asked about was who's going to be cleaning the library. And I was surprised that I guess our normal custodian doesn't work for the town anymore.
Yeah, Mark retired
Mark
on
retired.
the 30th. Yeah.
So they're contracting out, and according to the building inspector, who I believe is in charge of this here, they're going to send somebody out every Friday to clean the library.
Yep. So Friday mornings before we open, I believe it's in the mornings. Which also I'll be there early before we open to the public to let them in. They're going to do the cleanings of like the bathrooms and the vacuuming and all that stuff on Friday mornings.
Yeah.
And then just Brittany and I will be responsible for just wiping down like the shared surfaces at the end of each day.
Okay. Now, if you find that one morning a week is insufficient, you need to let us know.
Yeah, well,
the trustees know.
When it was Mark, he only came 1 day a week, and it seemed to be fine.
That was okay? Okay.
Yeah. The biggest problem is really just the hard water in the bathroom, just like makes it a little less unappealing. And that's one other consideration that we don't really have an answer for when we do reopen to the public, is if we have to allow bathroom access to patrons.
You've been there a long time. Do you have very many requests to use the bathroom?
So like when people are picking up books, not usually. Like if it's usually like people that are there for the computers for an extended period of time use the bathrooms, and then when I have story time. And again, neither of those things will be happening. So I don't anticipate that.
Right.
If they're only going to, especially we're more than likely going to be limiting people to half an hour in the beginning when we open to browsing. So it's not like it's unlikely that they would have to use the bathroom, but obviously if it's an emergency, I don't know if like legally, because normally if for the library to be open, you're supposed to have bathroom access, but obviously.
I think that, I know Derek was going to be checking on, Derek is the health agent, but
He's going to let us know for sure.
I think the answer is going to be, you cannot.
Staff only.
You cannot say that. That's what he's going to say.
So we'll have a better, and again, that's still like 3 weeks away. So who knows what could change in between then and now. So we could have more details too from because the MBLC is also compiling their own sort of guidelines for reopening for browsing. So that will also like help kind of know. And again, the other question too is the computer usage when we open, but again, we still kind of have to figure out what we want to do for that. But right now, I just want to hopefully focus on curbside and getting that running. Most libraries that I've talked to the last few days have had really good success. And most people have not even really complained about not being allowed to be in, and they're just happy to be able to pick up their holds and, get stuff to do. So I think a lot of our patrons will just be appreciative. We will be calling the people from a Sonnet that have holds to decide to see what they want to do about theirs. They have the choice to either come to Freetown or we can send it somewhere else if they want. Obviously that'll be their call. But
I mean, we're talking 3 miles.
I know, but people are so.
Well, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Do
So
we have, is there any type of tent or covering that we thought of to have to put over the table
Is the
in case
table
we
gonna be
have rainy
outside?
days?
Is the table going to be outside?
yeah, it has to be
Has to
outside.
be outside. They can't come in the building.
That was one of my questions. Like, what happens if it rains? If it's outside?
I mean, we haven't had rain, but
Yeah.
dollars to donuts will have a,
We're
Yeah, I'm
gonna-
not sure if the town owns any tents that we could borrow. I'm
I'm just thinking about that now.
And then obviously too, like, is that something that we'd have to like take down every day at the end of the day? I don't know.
You should run that by David,
Yeah,
because I mean, you guys aren't going to be sitting out there all day long
no,
in the
because like I said,
sun. No.
we're gonna call them and they're gonna have a specific time to come pick up. So like when we know that they're coming, then their item will be put outside for them.
Right.
Could
But you don't
have
want to see
like
Because it's no contact, so like we're not. That's why.
like dominoes.
Yeah. So like, and that's why the table's like kind of out front, so that way they can put their returns in the book drop right there.
well, there's that little alcove, right? If it's raining, maybe they could just call you on your cell phone and say, okay, we're here, and then you just go and put it right there, maybe.
Yeah. So the only reason we had scheduled it's like time appointments is because some of the seniors and patrons don't have cell phones. So we wanted to try to just have it by appointment, so that way we can kind of know, oh, they'll be here between 12 and 12:15, so we know we can put it out right then. Yeah, if it is raining, I probably would just keep it like right outside the door so that we wouldn't have to worry about the rain. But I'm trying to track down like brown paper bags and some other extra bags so that we can wrap everything up.
Like, do you want like grocery bags or?
Yeah, grocery bags are ideal just because we can write the last name right on them.
I can get you tons of those.
Yeah, so if any of those would be great, because we do have like some gross like plastic bags, but they're just not strong enough for a lot of books. So those will probably end up double bagging.
Bev, do you
Yep.
still go to Brown Bag?
No, they haven't
No,
called.
they haven't had. Okay.
They're not.
You know Barbara at the senior center, Nicole, right? Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know Barbara?
We've talked in passing, but I've not like talked to her recently. But I don't know if they have extra from that.
Well, what happens is a lot of times Stop and Shop will send over
That's
brand new bags. You know,
Because I remember when I did help out at Brown Bag once, so I just didn't know, like, do they generally have extra to spare? You can also buy them from like WB Mason, but obviously if we can just get them donated to us, that's ideal.
You know,
I
I'll
think
try calling Barbara tomorrow.
all right. I think that's the best
I'll
approach.
try calling her tomorrow.
And it's not like we need like, a ton to start,
Right. And if she doesn't have them, then I know where I can get my hands on a whole bunch of other ones. If they haven't given them away, I'll find out on Sunday.
Yeah, and like I said, I do have plenty of like the plastic ones in the meantime that I can use for like smaller bundles. But obviously, if certain bundles, some people,
You need
some
them.
people get, you know, like Lorraine sometimes gets like 10 books at a time. So
Well, to bring that point up, I was going to ask you, how do you handle that old guy that comes in with that bag?
So yeah, so hopefully, like I said, I think most people will just be thankful to be able to get their items.
You know, that Paul brings up a point though,
Mhm.
like where he brings the bag in, you know, at the grocery stores and all that, they don't let you bring in the reusable bags anymore.
Well, I don't bring this is a reusable bag.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure. I mean, I would
I'm the
anticipate
old guy I was talking about.
I
I know who he was
anticipate
talking about.
So won't he be putting the return books into the book bank?
But once he's able to go inside browsing,
Yeah.
yeah, so
I don't browse.
he picks up.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to handle that yet. I mean, hopefully we won't have to handle the bag at all. I'd probably just have them put everything, like I said, we're still gonna have probably a book return inside so that, because basically we don't want to be we don't want that patrons to hand us their returns. We want them to put them in a separate bin so at the end of the day we can safely move them into quarantine. So I don't know, and that a lot of people will continue probably to try to bring their bags, and I mean we can offer them our own, like I said, if we start hoarding some not reusable but like plastic ones, we can be like, they can just put it in the bag after, I guess. I'm not really sure.
I'll figure that out.
Yeah, like I said, I think too, like the next week when a lot of libraries are starting, I'll be able to learn a lot from what worked and didn't work for them. I think Fall River and maybe one other library are starting inside browsing next week. So hopefully we can kind of see what worked and didn't work for them before we get to that point for us on the 27th.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, is 72 hours, is that mandated by the state or?
That's the, it's not mandated, but it's the suggestion from the MBLC and from a few other, I guess, tests that have been done. And it says that after 3 days, like from plastic, there's like almost zero chance of getting transmitted from that. So like paper technically only has to be 72 hours, but because a lot of the books have the plastic book cover on it, we're going with the longer day of 72 hours. There are some libraries that are quarantining for a week. But obviously we don't really have the space for that long. So I think 72 hours is what has been the suggestion for a while. And so.
Okay, I just want to get something straight on hours.
Yep.
Because we're going to have 2 people working 35 hours a week now.
Mm-hmm.
So your hours start at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock. What's the deal on the hours?
Let me just see. So, well, we have 2 nights that we have to be open past 5. So there's Tuesdays and Thursdays we're going to be open till 6. Normally we're open till 7. And we probably will extend it to 7 after we kind of see how things are going. So those days, whoever works till 6 starts later.
All right, so all you have to do for trustees is just send us the work schedule and what time each person. Okay, that's all I care about. So if anybody ever asks us, we have documentation.
Yeah, and the only difference I'll show, because like we alternate Saturdays, I'll just send you like, so there's really 2 different schedules. Yeah. So because we're alternating.
Yeah, that way there all the trustees know.
Yeah.
And if anybody ever asks us, well, how come the library is open? These are the days they're open. That's it. Okay. Yep. All right. What else? Anything else? Very important question, Nicole.
Yeah.
Are you going to put one of those little mint things in the bag when you All right, I gotta be serious now. All right, under new business, I'm gonna skip number 1 until we handle number 2 and 3. How's that? So I can do the paperwork. All right, under new business, we had posted a job vacancy, an internal job vacancy for a senior librarian. There's a freeze on, but we need a senior librarian, and we posted it internally under the union contract as a promotion. We had one applicant from within the town, and that is Brittany Nomandin. So we need a motion in a second to vote that we promote Brittany Nomandin, and also in that motion to give me the authority to send a letter to the Board of Selectmen as well as the change of status form.
Okay, make a motion to promote Brittany Norman, and
Normandin.
Nomandin.
Normandin, sorry,
Sorry.
and to send the letter.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made and seconded. And Brittany was a library technician, and usually when you make a promotion like that, it comes from internal, and that's what was done. All other employees were able to apply for it, but she was the only one. Okay, so the motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All yours, Bev.
Okay, I'm gonna go around to make sure everyone's in agreement with the motion. Linda,
Yes.
Irene,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
and I am in agreement with the motion. So the motion passes unanimously.
Hey, has anybody heard from Lucille? I thought she was going to be on tonight.
No.
No?
You just realized she's not here?
No, I realized that a while back, but I forgot to say anything.
She thinks you don't meet in the summer.
There you go. All right. Next thing on the new business. It's time to reorganize the Board of Library Trustees. So,
I make a motion to keep it the way it is.
I second it.
did I hear anything? Was there a second?
I seconded it.
I still haven't heard a second. All right. Motion made. First of all, does anybody object the way it is?
Are there any contested races?
Yeah. Anybody want to contest it?
I think the present board has done an excellent job.
Me too.
Yeah. You know what? All right. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Aye. No, I didn't oppose. I voted for it. All right, Bev.
Wait, I heard Lucille.
Hey, I forgot. We could just. Didn't I get stuck with this? All right. Bev, you might as well call it.
All right. Linda, are you in agreement with the motion?
The motion I made, yes.
Irene,
Yes.
Paul,
Well, Irene's got my hand behind my back and she's hurt me, so I'm going to have to say yes.
and I guess I have to write that I'm in agreement with the motion.
All right.
So the motion passes unanimously.
Whoop-de-doo. Okay.
I just want to make one comment. All the years that I've been a trustee, I think this past year has been where things have gone the smoothest and people have done above and beyond what they're required to do in office.
And you know what? I think we have fun when we have our meetings.
We do.
Yes, we do. We do.
Yeah. And I appreciate everything everybody does on this board because, you know, it's an important job that we all do. And now we've got a new director to keep us on the straight and narrow
Right.
amid COVID. All right. Should we have a meeting in August or not?
Well,
If Nicole needs help with her, planning and that.
because
And we got all this stuff going on about reopening on the 27th. So
But the reopening is going to be before we would have our next meeting, right?
Well, yeah, but at least we get a report on what's going on.
Yeah, and hopefully that won't be delayed for any reason.
When do you guys want to have the next meeting? Let me see if I can bring up a calendar here. Oh, let's see, August.
Mr. Cole, you know you can call us at any time, and if we need to meet before that time, we will meet before that, you know.
Yeah, I'll probably, like I said, when we kind of have a better idea of what in browsing, I'll draft like an update. And like I said, the hours will have to probably change, will probably be added to the white at a certain point. We have a little bit of leeway for that. It doesn't have to be done. We have 3 months before we have to like worry about like the state aid being affected by the hours. So
we have to work. We have to make sure we have the number of hours open, right?
yeah. So you have to be open the right amount for 38 out of the 52 weeks. So we have a little bit of leeway in the beginning before we like, and we can also apply for a waiver if we need to.
Is that calendar year or fiscal year?
Fiscal.
Fiscal year, yeah. How about the 20th, August 20th? It's a Thursday. And if we don't have to have one, we won't have one.
Yeah, that's the third Thursday.
Yeah, you want to do that?
Sure.
What do you think, Irene?
That's okay.
Beverly?
Yep, and like you said, if we don't need it, well,
Yep, we'll just cancel it.
Nicole, is that one of the nights that you work?
Yeah, so Thursdays I'd be at the library till 6, but I obviously could just stay till.
and we could have it at the library if we're,
Well, it depends, yeah.
Theoretically, it depends.
right?
Yeah, we have to go in there like we're robbing a bank with masks on.
And we might not have a table. The table might be a little busy, but.
We can all sit in the corner.
Everybody can sit on a bin.
When I used to sit in the corner, I used to have to face the corner.
You still remember that?
All right.
Yeah,
So
and who knows what phase we'll be in at that
Yeah.
point too. So things could have increased by then.
Do we have a message or something on the Hathaway, like if somebody calls to say, oh, call the other number?
I've just been checking the messages when I come here.
But I mean, like,
I can try to record a message. I have to look for the instructions.
just
that
curious if, you know, that way if patrons think the library's open, then they might.
Yeah, I can look for the thing about trying to record.
and you know what? You could have Tim put it on the website also.
Yeah, well, it'll probably
Please
be
call
like,
the the White Library.
mhm.
All right. Yeah, so that's the next one is going to be
Now, if somebody requests books that are at the Hathaway, are you guys physically, you're moving them yourself? Is that how-
Yeah, so because the book drop's still going to be open here, so that's why I'm planning on trying to be here at least twice a week anyway, to bring the books in from the book drop, pull anything that needs to be pulled from here, and bring it over to the other library.
And those in that book drop would be quarantined there, right?
Yes, yep. So
quarantined. Where are they going to be quarantined?
in the Hathaway,
In the Hathaway? Okay.
and that way too, because I've been holding the mail, so I'm hoping to just get that resumed probably next week, since we'll be like, you know, around. So the mail will get resumed back to delivering. I've been picking it up at the post office.
Okay.
And then we're still getting the paper here as well, the newspaper. So I'm probably going to end up bringing that over to the White. So when we do, if somebody wants to take it home, obviously we're paying for it. I'd rather somebody take it home than it just get recycled. So I'll probably we're getting the Herald here, so I'll probably bring that over there. And then I'll have to we're getting the bins that normally would return to Astonit, because we're probably gonna have a few things that end up back here. I'll just, again, be bringing them back over by hand when they come back.
Is that better than having them just drop everything at the White? So you don't have to go through all this?
So they are dropping everything at the White, but if stuff belongs here, I'll still have to bring it back by myself.
Oh, okay. All right. I keep forgetting you're at the Hathaway right now.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
So that's why, at least if I'm here a few hours, twice a week, I can, like I said, empty the book drop, get the mail.
Yeah,
Answer
and really, somebody needs to check inside that building every once in a while because you never know.
I've been checking the attic because I don't want there to be like overrun by mice or anything. So I've been trying to make sure that nothing's happening up there.
At the Hathaway?
Yeah. Because I don't want to come back and there be like, you know, a hole chewed through the wall because mice have been moving in. So I've been,
That would not be good.
yeah. So like I said, I've been coming here like a few hours a week to get some stuff done.
Why don't you bring your cat?
Honestly, I should. You should see the White's been overrun by spiders since no one's been there.
No, well, at least they kill bugs.
Yeah, I just trying to like move them and let them like kill the other bugs. And luckily, we have not had any. Thankfully, we have not had any mice. That the mice problem is usually at the White, and luckily, we have not seen any evidence of them. So.
Now, do we still have that exterminator coming in, or just?
So we have some of like. I don't know when the last time he came, but we still have some of the old like poison traps or whatever there, and he said to just call him if like if we started to see like an increase, then he'd come back and kind of do another like sweep of it.
Okay.
But hopefully we won't have to worry about that.
Linda, where are you sitting?
I am in the Azores.
Oh, very nice.
San Miguel.
Very nice.
Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. I have a question. I'm just curious on that work log that you sent. You wrote that you applied for the certificate for sub-professional librarianship. What is
Yep.
that?
So that's just to for state aid. I have to have that.
Oh,
So,
that's for you, not for the library. It's for you.
it's for the director. Whoever's like somebody there has to have like a certificate. So.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like a one-time like fee that to get.
Oh, it's a one-time thing, and then that's it.
Yeah. So it's like a check that you write to the Commonwealth, and then they approve your thing, and then you get like a certificate, and then I need that number to get my like, because you have to for new directors have to like fill out a form for MBLC. So once I get that certificate back, I can send that form in. So hopefully that will. I had to mail it, so it could be delayed. So I don't know when that will be. But again, they said even if I don't have it right when I started, it won't affect like our state aid or anything.
Okay.
So that will be.
I wasn't sure if it was for the library or.
It's for both. It's for me I have to have it, but it's so that the library can get their state aid. And then I have the 5 years to get the other certificate. And then we should be good.
All right. Anything else? I have an assignment. I have to have this on Tim's desk or in his email, the results of our vote tonight by tomorrow morning. So I'm going upstairs and I'm going to send the stuff to them now.
Okay. Well, it was nice to see you all.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure.
A motion to adjourn. Meeting.
Second it.
There you go. Motion made and seconded. Hey, Linda, next time we have a Zoom meeting, I think the best way is to go onto the program instead of following the link. It seems to always work for me.
All right, I'll do that. You know what I usually do is I open it up early and then I go do stuff and then I come back and then for some reason I'm disconnected.
Well, I saw you and I hit admit the first time and then it's just sitting there and nothing happened. That's why I called you. Okay. Huh?
I will do that next.
Yeah, that'll work. That's it. It's going to rain tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday.
We have a motion.
I made the motion.
I seconded it.
Okay, I know. Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're gonna go around, make sure everyone's in agreement with it. Paul, are you in agreement with the motion?
Yes, indeed.
Irene, are you in agreement?
Yes, I am.
Linda, are you in agreement?
Yes, I am.
And I am in agreement.
I bet you Nicole's in agreement too. She wants to go home.
Well, the motion passes unanimously.
Okay.
All right,
Very good, people.
we can all watch ourselves on YouTube if you're interested.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know-
well, I have nothing to do, that's right.
Yeah, I never watch it.
And
All
wish
right.
wish
Huh?
us luck for our first week of curbside next week.
Oh, you'll be fine.
If you
I'm
need
not
any
too.
help, Nicole, just give me a call.
Yeah, like I said, as long as we can try to get some of those bags, I think we'll be good to go.
You're not
Jenny and I
gonna
pretty
all
much.
have to pick out some books for me.
If you need them.
Yeah.
I
Well-
have them all saved over there to recycle, but I'll bring them to you.
When are you flying back from the Azores?
Oh, probably
Hopefully never.
when
Right?
it's all over.
All right, I'm going to kill the meeting.
All right.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Night. Night.